Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 10.
No rest tonight for the First Alert Storm Team. They've been following several reports of rotating clouds, hail, strong wind, and heavy rain.
Within the last 30 minutes, rain, heavy at times, rolled into the FM area. You're looking at a live shot from our Skycam located in South Fargo along I-94. And along with that, we've been watching a pretty good live show, hearing thunder courtesy of Mother Nature.
So let's get the very latest from Chief Meteorologist Hutch Johnson. Hutch, what's going on out there?
Well, here in the FM area, we've had it easy throughout the evening. Our weather has not been as stout as northwest Minnesota, but we do have that first alert weather day continuing tonight and another repeat performance from Mother Nature expected tomorrow. Persistent thunderstorms all evening long have been training one after the other in northwest Minnesota. We have active warnings continuing. Thunder and lightning all the way in Fargo, points south of Ellendale in Brown County, South Dakota. Thief River Falls, this warning that was in effect for your area has just been allowed to expire because the hail core is weakening with that storm as it moves into town. That's good news for Thief River Falls and Red Lake Falls, but it's moving north at about 21 miles per hour. You can still expect some half-inch diameter hail. Here is a strong hail core near Gary, which has been hit with large hail at least twice tonight. Another hail core over you, and this is where we saw funnels, and Eric Whitehill was tracking a rotating wall cloud from a storm. Another one making its way through your area. Flooding concerns Hutch has in this area. Taking a look at another severe storm heading into Clearbrook with hail potential upwards of 1 inch in diameter. All of these storms will be capable of some localized 70 to 75 mile per hour wind gusts. And then Ada, all the way down through Walcott and towards Gwinner and Lisbon, it's been raining for some time. These storms have been non-severe over our area. Look how slow they're crawling off to the east at 13 miles per hour. Here's the big hailer on the Clearwater County line there with Polk County and Mahnomen County, and we have cloud tops tonight, 50 to 60,000 feet tall. They have been showing up in pictures throughout. This is a look at rainfall estimates, and this is the big winning area here. Gary, all the way up into the eastern reaches of Red Lake and Pennington counties, 3 to 6 inches of rain. We're going to continue to track these storms tonight that have been producing hail like this. Thanks, John, for uploading your photo near Thief River Falls. Your hour-by-hour forecast in a few moments. Back to you guys for a little news.
As Andrea indicated, we don't see purple too much on your radar.
Yeah, that isn't fun when purple happens.
Thanks, Hutch.
Yeah.
The mom of a Mayville State student says she's feeling cheated out of thousands of dollars. She says last spring, the school only refunded 30% of housing and dining costs following the shutdown caused by the pandemic.
She reached out to our whistleblower hotline in hopes of getting her questions answered. Valley News Team's Courtney Lockey dug into the school's decision.
They need to do better. I paid Mayville State for a service. They did not provide the service under no fault of my own or my son.
Jessica Wood's son goes to Mayville State. Like all other students in North Dakota's higher education system, his year was cut short because of COVID-19. She was given a 30% refund for housing and dining services.
Just because that's what we gave everybody else, and that's what we decided as a board, is unacceptable to me.
Part of what has Wood so upset, she says, is that the school wasn't giving her any answers. We called Mayville State. They say the refund is what's fair.
The Board of Higher Education did suspend a policy that said no refunds unless you withdraw from school. And as a result of that, then we were able to give a 30% refund.
The school says the amount of the refund was based on the time left in the school year. They refunded 180 students. Benson says roughly 30% was standard for universities across the state, but admitted that a lot of parents were still upset. Many, like Wood, saying it's not the school's fault, but it's not the students' fault either.
They felt that probably the refund wasn't proportional to what they had outstanding. You know, they expected something larger.
Benson says the amount on the check isn't going to change and that it will expire within 6 months. As an incentive to return to class through the CARES Act, North Dakota universities are giving a $500 COVID refund to all who apply. Benson says that may be students' best option to make up for money lost. In Mayville, Courtney Lockey, Valley News Live.
The CARES Act provides funds to all institutions in North Dakota, including private schools. Mayville State has over $150,000 to give grants to students who qualify. So far, they've handed out about $50,000. As mentioned, that story came to us through our whistleblower hotline. And if you have an issue, call the number you see right now on your screen. It's 701-237-6576. Call that number and leave your tip. A member of our investigative team will get on the case.
Fargo officials are still investigating the cause of a fire at North Dakota State University's Ladd Hall. Staff discovered the fire in one of the chemistry labs. Firefighters were able to put it out quickly, preventing it from spreading to other areas of the building. No one was in the lab at the time it started, and no one was hurt. The lab does have significant smoke and fire damage.
Troubling details have emerged in the case of an Otter Tail County man charged with sexually abusing 2 young girls multiple times. 26-year-old Charles Johnson is facing several counts of second-degree criminal sexual conduct after the victim confided to her stepmother what had happened when she was just 3 years old.
All she told me was that he told her not to say anything. Her words were that she would get in big, big trouble.
Authorities say that Johnson turned himself into police on Tuesday, admitting to police that in the summer of 2017, there were 3 similar incidents with 2 young victims. He told police he has felt extremely guilty since it happened and says nothing has happened since. Johnson could face over 100 years in prison if he's found guilty on all charges.
Students coming back in September can expect their school bus rides to look different. Transportation Director Brad Redmond for West Fargo Public Schools says the goal is to keep students spaced out as much as possible. Students will need an RFID card when they're boarding the bus, and kids will be asked to go to the back of the bus first. Redmond says there will be 1 person per seat, and if they need to double kids up, siblings will sit together. All buses will be sanitized daily, trying to go the extra mile to keep your kids safe.
Coming to school on Monday and Tuesday and the other half on Thursday, Friday, we're going to have a little more breathing room than we normally do on the school bus.
The school district says that plexiglass is not allowed on buses right now, and that would need to be approved by the DOT. We have updated numbers on COVID-19. Minnesota is reporting another 697 confirmed cases of COVID-19, along with 7 new deaths linked to the illness. In total, 1,685 deaths have been attributed to the disease. In North Dakota, 201 new cases with no deaths being reported today, and the death toll now sits at 120.
North Dakota spent $1.25 billion in federal relief money to help equip agencies and communities to fight COVID-19. Of the $320 million assigned, $100 million of it is going to job service, which continues to operate the weekly unemployment insurance checks, and $59 million for counties and other entities for building work. But some costs may change. The health department has roughly $100 million of unknown testing costs because they don't know if they can be reimbursed by federal agencies.
It was initially expected that FEMA would cover those costs. FEMA has since said that there are other sources of funding that should be used instead. And so that discussion is ongoing.
The health department was given $96 million in this round to expand its testing efforts. $65 million of that is specifically for an enhanced testing campaign for students returning to school.